All right, so 7 days of back mobility with our peak pose being wheel. It doesn't have to be your peak pose if you don't want it to be. You can just pick and choose which set of drills that you want to do. Realistically, everyone could do well with some back mobility drills because everybody needs nice flexible back. All right, so we're gonna start off nice and smooth, nice and simple, just to kind of wake up the body a little bit before we get into anything too intense. And before we start, number one thing is to breathe. Please breathe. Please breathe while you are doing these movements. Very, very important. I would suggest breathing in and out of the nose if that is comfortable for you. If it is not, just make sure you breathe in. Okay? Promise me that. And number two, if you feel any pain, now notice the difference between pain and discomfort of the stretch, especially if you're already tight. So pain is if you can say, look, my knees hurt every time I do this right here, and stop. Modify, maybe take a little bit of a break and try and identify where the pain is coming from. If you're just feeling a gentle discomfort from the stretch because you haven't done any stretching or this is a very tight area for you, breathe. The breath is there to help you with that. All right, cool, perfect, solid. So we're gonna start in tabletop. So you want to stack shoulders over your wrists, hip points over your knees. And from here, we're going to take cat-cow stretches. So on your inhale, remember we're guiding all of our movements with breath. We're gonna sink in through the stomach, the chest, and then lift up through your head. And as you exhale, we're gonna draw belly into the pit of the spine. Pit of the belly into the spine, that's what I meant to say. Inhale as you sink in. And then exhale as you arch. Deep breath in and exhale it out. So what I like to do is I like to kind of take over accentuated movements with these. So as I'm sinking in, I'm allowing my chest to push through my arms as my palms press into my mat. And as I find that arch, I'm really over accentuating the curve in my spine. Almost as if you want to feel each and every one of those vertebra kind of stretch out, get their own little personal stretch. Inhale, sink in, and exhale, arch. Now we're gonna return to a neutral spine. We're gonna find little tail wags. Do cows wag their tails? I think they do. So little cow tail wags. Well, cats do too. So we're gonna just into them from side to side. Almost as if you're giving your outer ribs a little bit of a stretch. And maybe begin to add some cat-cows in there. And maybe that turns into a little bit of an undulation. Maybe then you attach nice slow breaths to those undulations. Kind of hit every point in the upper, mid, low, and side of the foot. And maybe from those undulations, you begin to take it counterclockwise. And then return to a neutral spine again. Cross big toes behind you and push it back into child's pose. Arms reach out in front of you. Push back, hips into heels. So remember, child's pose is an active stretch. So with every inhale, you want to slightly begin to reach forward with the hands. And with every exhale, you want to push back into the hips. Taking a few breaths here. And then on your next breath, slightly begin to lift up with the head, and then begin to walk it over to the right side. As far as you can go if it's comfortable. And then begin to walk it back through the center, over to the left side. Back over to the right. And to the left. Working a few of these in your own breath. Remember, we're still breathing. And then return it to the center. And then find a wide-legged child's pose. Knees open up as wide as your mat. Same concept through reaching forward as you push back through your hips, lower down to your mat. And take a few breaths here. Slowly begin to walk your way up. Push back and take a seat on your heels. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center.